Good afternoon, my darlings. We are Sunday, the 26th of November, and we are creeping up to a full moon tomorrow on the bullseye, on the Nicola bully. That's why we've got all this bully dogs in England going on. The moon is exalted in Taurus, the moon goddess, and we also have Pluto, which is to enter Capricorn, the triple goddesses, the three earth signs, which represent the movement of the moon. We always have an applying, waxing, the young Virgo, Armistice, moon, which is waxing, and then we have an exact full moon, and then we have the separating cycle, the waning moon, and that takes us towards the old lady death. So Virgo, earth, mutable earth, the young, applying, waxing moon, full moon exalted in Taurus, Diana, the moon goddess, and then the separation as we go towards old age, and that is the separation, the fading, and then there's the dark side, that last hidden phase, the triple goddesses and the last hidden phase. So the cardinal cross, ruled by Saturn, Capricorn rules Capricorn, and the moon rules Cancer, opposite. So that axis, Cancer, Capricorn, is all about incarnation. It's the incarnation. And now we are moving, the sun has just moved into Scorpio. That is the fixed cross. And on the fixed cross, we also have Saturn ruling Aquarius. So Saturn is right now in Aquarius, making a 90-degree square to the sun in Scorpio and to the moon tomorrow. That moon is going to be bang on the bullseye. So we've got exact, let's get this. So Saturn at home on the fixed cross. On the fixed cross we have Saturn, and we have the sun ruling Leo, opposites. We have the sun ruled by Leo, ruled by the sun, Saturn ruling Aquarius. So on this fixed cross we've now got the sun and Mars in Scorpio, and this is making a square, Saturn a square to the moon and a square to the sun. Mars now at home in Scorpio, and Venus, the ruler of Taurus, on the blue star, Betty Blue. It's the story of Blackbeard, Buffalo Bill, BB's the name of the president of Israel. They call him BB from the story, Brigitte Bardot, the BB. So Venus, the ruler of Taurus, is in detriment in Virgo. So Pluto was in Virgo from 1968 to 1986, and the last time he was in an earth sign was in the Victorian era when he was in Taurus, and now he's going to enter into the old hag, into Capricorn, which is the cardinal cross. So Saturn rules with the sun, the fixed cross. Saturn rules Aquarius, the sun rules Leo, and on the cardinal cross Saturn rules Capricorn and the moon rules Cancer, opposite. So interesting fact is that Venus, let's watch what she did, this retrograde that she did, because when she finished her shadow periods of her retrograde journey, was the day that the war began in Israel. So let's go back. So in July, got here the 24th of July, so it was around that time. So the 22nd, she began her journey back. She was just before Regulus. That's when we had the sinking of the Titan, the Solomon's vessel. This is the sun, this is the moon. The sun god, France. The moon, England, is what I'm feeling. The cardinal axis. The moon, Capricorn, moon, Saturn, and the fixed cross, sun, opposite Saturn, ruler in Aquarius, France. France and England show us very much the two sides of this Celtic and Saxon energy. So watching Venus, so Venus then was moving forward, and she will reach where she set off, going backwards on the exact day, that 10/6 that we see on the Mad Hatter's Tea Party. So this was really the beginning of the Mad Hatter period that we are in now, because Pluto is still in the Teapot constellation, which I show you all the time. There's the teapot. He's under Altair, the rotating spinning star, and he will officially return to Capricorn, which means he comes to the old hag, this phase when it's the death. Capricorn is death and Capricorn is creation. So this axis of incarnation is the Cancer Capricorn axis, and we're now about to have a full moon in Taurus. The sun is in Scorpio, and that is the axis of exchange. What's mine, what's yours? It's about renewal, Scorpio. It's about feeding. It's a Hunger Games. At the same time, we've got Uranus, which is about to enter. Uranus is right on Algol. So right today, this instant today, let's go back to today, we have got the moon conjunct Uranus on Algol. So this is in the newspapers today. We had all the newspapers full of the secrets of the journey of Armagnac and the journey of the distillation of the area that I live. And this is something else I'm going to be talking to you about. This is a book called Abbe Pierre. And this is a book about my village. So, or me talking about how important my village is. And people have been trying to tell me about this book. And it is all about, here's my church, here's my village. And it is considered, it is written, of course, by Will.i.am, J. Will.i.am. This is the apple. My village is the 5-pointed star. We have the labyrinth. It is, everything I have been explaining to you. My postcode is 322. That point of X marks the spot, the OXO. And I will be showing you today how the ley line of Aldebaran. That's why my dog, Hapis. So you have A-P, A-P. Pierre is the stone. A-P is also the B. The P and the B make the 9 or the 6. So it's the apple, it's the app, it's the bull god, Appy, the bull god, the app, the planet of the apps, the apes, the apps. This is the apple of your eye, William, tail, and the bullseye. So yesterday we have a big darts competition for the bullseye in the village. I wondered what the big party was going on. And all over Facebook we have got the breast of Venus. We have got these images. I don't want to lose my place. So here, all over Facebook yesterday, we are shown in England. the breast of Venus, the bull's eye. And in my village there is the breast of Venus, the top of the mosque. That is the top of St. Paul's Cathedral. You've got the Pierre, the stone. This is the eye, the Venus. So you can only see that because of the chemtrails. And we are completely chemtrailed. We were clear sky yesterday, so we didn't see that. So there you see, you've got Jupiter. Yesterday the moon was conjunct Jupiter on the whale's tail. Yesterday the moon was there conjunct. So the moon was just in Aries yesterday, and then the day before the moon was on the V for victory, and the day before that, the 22nd, the moon was on the whale's tail. So we're coming up, and tomorrow we've got the moon on Aldebaran. So this is where Mars was for the death of the Queen. Mars was here for when Notre Dame fell, and Mars was here when my dog was sacrificed 2019 because he was called Happy, Appy. So this book I will be taking you to see. I've written posts about it. We're just going to try and cover the most important things happening right now, and then we'll go over my posts. So this book, J. William Hudson, I have ordered the book. It's not easy to get hold of the book. We had a man in my village, a teacher, an Englishman called Andrew McKay, like in Narnia, the first book, The Magician's Nephew, and he died exactly on the same day as the Queen, and his name McKay, Scotland, that St. Andrew's cross, which is the mutable skull and bone cross. So the three crosses. So this Mercury, Jupiter, that's why where I live we have Jim, Jazz in Marciac, JM, and my postcode is 32290. So it's the CVVC crossover point. 2 years ago on the 22nd of March 322, they dug up from the 100-Year War all the skulls and the bones, and they found the legs of a 14-year-old from the pelvis, and then this year they turned off the siren. That's just the axis of Victor Corona. AI is the AI that should be added to Victoria. AI, that passage from Pisces to Aquarius is the AI passage before the horizon falls, Aquarius falls onto the horizon. So the fixed cross, the new year, the 322 is Aquarius, but they killed Saint Saturnin. My main road is called Saint Saturnin, and Saint Martin, Mars and Jupiter. Saint Martin killed him behind a bull, and they take the axis. So it's Ishtar, Inanna, Mars and Venus. So Taurus is the first sign of the fixed cross. We're leaving the mutable cross. Gemini, the old summer solstice were no longer on Gemini, we're on Taurus. But Pisces is still on the spring, Virgo is still on the fall, and Father Christmas, Sagittarius, is still at Christmas. But we should come next onto Scorpio. So Scorpio, this is why this is so big right now. We've got Uranus entering Taurus from the Paris Olympics. We've got Mercury about to retrograde between Gemini, between Sagittarius and Scorpio. This little Mercury is about to retrograde. This from the 12th of December. From the 12th of December over Christmas, we've got so Jupiter, Mercury retrogrades. Mercury retrograde, he goes retrograde from 30th of December 22, no, that's Jupiter. Mercury, we're going to go and have a look on, so he begins, Mercury is actually beginning to enter the retrograde zone yesterday. And he officially begins to go station and turn retrograde on the 13th of December. So that's just after Neptune goes direct, and then he will move forward on the 1st of January, and that is, we've also got Pluto just entering Capricorn, then on the 3rd, goodness, and then Mercury will be fully out by the 20th, so this is very big. Okay, so we have just come out of the Sun being in Libra, and so we had the importance of that axis of Libra and Aries. That is your axis of balance. It's all about balance. It's all about autonomous Aries and compromise Libra, Mars and Venus. Mars rules Aries, Venus rules Libra. And now we're on the axis of Taurus, Scorpio, from the cardinal axis to the fixed axis. Taurus and Scorpio exchange. Mine Taurus, yours Scorpio. Mars rules Scorpio and Venus rules Taurus. So we've got, right now, we've got Israel. We've got El, God, at home. Aquarius, Saturn, at home. This is to be the new horizon. But they tell us that the new year is at Christmas. The new year is in spring, where I live, 322. And we've got this square, Saturn making a 90-degree angle tomorrow to the moon, and a 90-degree angle to the Sun and Mars in Scorpio. So Mars is now officially in Scorpio at home. So in mainstream astrology, they have Mars just leaving. So that's why we've just had the liberation of the hostages. And in mainstream, they will have Mars right here in this gap between Scorpio and Sagittarius, where they're giving us the 13th sign. And this makes the Pac-Man, the V for victory, because they're also giving us this 13th sign, Cetus, between Aries and Pisces. So this Pac-Man line, V for victory. So they give us this hero. There's the hero. And who is the hero? The hero is your BB. It's your BB. It's your Blackbeard. And this Blackbeard personality is very much talking to us about this Scorpio Taurus energy. So Taurus, Scorpio, the axis of exchange. I wanted to read you just quickly this a little bit so you understand. So a well-balanced Taurus Scorpio axis describes a sound sense of self-worth, a fixity of purpose, the ability to provide emotionally and materially for ourselves and others, a pride in our accomplishments, and the courage to defend ourselves and our values when necessary. At best, this axis describes the ability to trust the organic flow of life, that there will be times of emotional and material accumulation and times when any toxicity needs to be purged in order to re-establish a healthy equilibrium. So bringing us back to that balance energy, Venus, Mars, that rule Libra and Aries, and Venus, Mars that rule Taurus and Scorpio. So this mixture between exchange and balance. In balance, this axis can bring confidence and strength, an exceptional ability to manage resources, and an intuitive understanding of the organic cycles of life, which is often associated with the gift of healing. So interesting, the story of Bluebeards. Bluebeard is a French fairy tale, first published in 1697. So you've got that 6-9 in the middle. So this is what I was explaining with Abbe Pierre, this book which is written about my village. It's always the play between P and B. P makes 9, B makes 6. 69. So we've got in France the big rebel going on for the A69. A69 France. Autoroute A69. So this is the big, I've explained this in other videos. Here we go. We've got this line going between it's between Toulouse and I'm not going to start talking about that right now. I've gone into it in detail 2 videos ago. So here it is. It's the A69. So that's your Abbe Pierre. So Abbe Pierre, we've got this book written by an American, which is considered one of the most culturally important books. I'll be showing you about it. This is the Eye of the Apple. This is about the apple, the stone. We've got right now, we've got Uranus on Algol, turned to stone. Uranus and the moon right this minute is right there. So we've just had, the moon was right conjunct to Uranus earlier on today. And this is why in the newspapers it's about, can you get past this medulla, the medulla that controls how your heart pumps, your subconscious reactions. It controls your emotions. Very emotional today. The sun has moved. It's no longer exactly opposite Uranus. The sun is now in Scorpio, so it's making an opposition with Taurus, no longer with Aries. 69 is the yin and the yang, the black and the white. And that's what this, and there's Abbe Pierre. There's also a famous priest in France with the same name. So people, and look, he's got, of course, he's got the Gascon black hat. As I say to you, if you want to get ahead, get a hat. So he's in the energy of Father Christmas, Sagittarius, the preacher, showing, look, he's just got a little bit of his little finger hiding. So he's considered an absolute saint, this man, and this is exactly in mainstream. The people have been freed, and that is because on mainstream we've got right now, they will say that they've got the sun entering into Aquarius on mainstream. But look, we've got that little finger. That's what he's showing us. The little finger is Mercury. Mercury is right on the knee of the hero. So we've got BB, this story of Bluebeards. So you can go and read Bluebeard, but here, this is a great book that I've just got by Claire Martin. It's about the axes, the opposite axes, star-crossed. So she's very interesting. She's giving mythology stories. And so BB, Bluebeard, that's what I mean. It's always the same. And then, of course, we've got Pablo Picasso, PP. It's just like Peter Pan. But it's interesting because she is tropical astrologer. So when she gives examples of these people and their charts, and I see, you know, what mainstream astrology, how people can see that, but I can also see how it works much better with, you know, with the correct constellations. So, yeah, she has on mainstream, she's got Pablo with Sun and Mercury in Scorpio. And Scorpio, which would mean that he is actually, I would see that much more as the Sagittarius, as the Joker, as the Peter Pan axis, Sagittarius. But then he would definitely have his moon in Scorpio. She's got his moon in Sagittarius. And yeah, maybe that would be in Capricorn. Anyway, I'm not going to go off on one there. So Ra is Ra-El. We've got Isis, feminine axis. Mars is Ra. Mars rules the head. Mars rules Aries, the head. And Mars rules Scorpio, the sexual organs. Venus rules Taurus, Taurus, the heart. And Venus rules Libra, the scales. Is your heart heavier than the feather? So we've had, all this time, we've had Mars in Libra, in full, with the sun. And now we're coming, so we were in this feather energy, and now we've got this heart energy. That's why we had the man who discovered the heart transplant as the Google man. He's called Victor Chang. So VC again, Victor Chang, the skull and bone cross, VC, Victor and Corona, Mercury, Jupiter. We've got the north-south node that have just entered into Pisces and Virgo. The head is right where Jupiter is now. The head is right just in the beginning of Pisces, and the tail is at the beginning of Virgo. And we've got Venus, the ruler for this full moon. Let's get it to the 27, right on the blue star. Betty Blue, BB, Bluebeards. And that is what the story of Bluebeard is all about. If you go and read that story, it's about the mutable cross being prey, how people have got to get ready to come onto this fixed cross. This I was looking at. It's a good example. A consciousness identified with the bodies of manifestation. On the mutable cross, the truism, there is nothing new under the sun, is correct. It characterizes the consciousness which develops by the reiteration of the same tendencies, the same rules and the same experiences until what they are understood, assimilated, then exceeded. It's the eternal cycle of the seasons. The experience of man on the mutable cross always pushes him in a direction from which he will have to return to experience the opposite direction. Attachment will lead to disinterest. So this is this jump we're making. We're leaving the mutable cross to come onto the fixed cross. When man is receptive to the first outcrops of his soul, he can begin to transfer his consciousness to a group of astral forces adapted to this new development. He leaves the mutable cross and centers himself on the arms of the fixed cross. It is at this stage that esoteric astrology must replace with new criteria and new methods the old practice which applied to the consciousness of the self-concerned personality and its interests. The individual on the fixed cross learns to expand his consciousness to include the whole group of souls of which he is part. So very much what is going on, we're moving, we've now got the summer solstice on Taurus. So we're in that point between Taurus and Gemini, between between Leo and Virgo, between Scorpio and Sagittarius, and between Aquarius and Pisces. We're in these gaps until we're fully on the fixed cross, which is not yet. Maybe another, there's people have different ideas, but it's definitely 80 years before we're fully. And then the cardinal cross, then comes the moment when the influences offered by the fixed cross are no longer enough for man to express his devotion to the cause of the group. At this stage of merged consciousness and activity, he is welcomed to the great cardinal cross of heaven. He then begins a cosmic journey which will take him far beyond human consciousness His work as a servant became the task of a saviour in a way incomprehensible to man, still limited by the fixed cross. So what do we have now? We have Pluto entering Capricorn. We've got Saturn currently moving between Aquarius and Capricorn. He's going to be moving into Capricorn. He's already done Capricorn Saturn, so Saturn is in Aquarius. But we have, well, the biggest thing is Pluto moving into Capricorn. So Pluto entering Capricorn, Saturn rules Capricorn, the Moon rules Cancer, Mars rules Aries, Venus rules Libra. On the fixed cross, Saturn rules Aquarius, Sun rules Leo, Mars rules Scorpio, Venus rules Taurus. So we've gone from this axis of balance on the horizon, and now we've got this exchange. We've now got the sun and the full moon tomorrow in Taurus. So heart transplant, exchange rate. Taurus is money, food. You know, this is my money, your money. And this is this Libra and Aries is very much about, you know, being autonomous and yourself, me, you. Mutable cross. So Jupiter rules Pisces, Jupiter rules Sagittarius, Mercury rules Gemini, and Mercury rules Virgo. Okay, so let's look at this full moon tomorrow. So there we have got Is, Ra. We've got Is and Ra together because we've got Scorpio, we've got Mars at home, but we've got this lunar energy, Isis, Ra, and El. Yep, so Is, Ra, El. This fixed cross, coming back to the fixed cross, and we had those attacks that began when Venus finished her retrograde period on the exactly on that 6th of October. 6th of October, she finished that Solomon passage, and now we've got Venus right on Spica on the blue star, and we've got a finger of God, a Yod, a sextile between Uranus and Neptune. So Uranus right on Algol, and Neptune about to enter Pisces for 15 years. So that abyss. And Pluto about to enter Capricorn. So it's always, you know, it's always not completely right. They say Pluto's in Capricorn, Pluto's still in Sagittarius. Mercury, Mars, and Sun. So Mars is beginning a new cycle. Is this conjunction with the Sun, completely combust. And the last time that he was combust like this with the Sun was for the Second World War. Just check. Okay, it's about the Mars being combust the Sun. So on the 19th of this year, we have Mars completely combust to the Sun. So I'm looking here in 1944, just before the ending of the war, World War II. So we had this same thing going on. We had Mars combust with the Sun in Libra, and then they moved both into Scorpio. So as we've just had, so if I put the date back now, 2023 here, 2023, and we've got, that's 2024, let's put 2023. 2023, complete combust, Mars and the Sun. And then 1944, same thing. And then the liberation. Okay, so between the 6th of June 1944, D-Day, to the 8th of May 1945. So 45 May 9th. And we've got Mars in Pisces. And then if we put 2024, we're going to have Mars in exactly the same place on the tail, Jupiter, Martin, and this is going to be coming up on that 5-9. It's going to be coming up for the Paris Olympics. Okay, so back to now. What is important is we've got Mars and the Sun now in Scorpio, making this 90-degree angle, so that 9-9 is the same as the BP, Paddington Bear. And you can see we've got the tail of the snake, the south node, right conjunct Venus on Spica, and the heads right in that gap between Venus, between Aries and Pisces. That is that new 14th sign they're giving us, Cetus, and the Eris, the liberator, and that's what we've got, the liberation of the hostages for this Israel. And Bibi was the negotiator, the savior. And this is all a connection, which we can see in my posts now, with Diana, the moon goddess. She died in 1997. That's 26 years ago. There were 24 people liberated, hostages. That is 8. It's when the Sun, Moon, and Venus, the Sun does the analemma. There are 8 phases of the Moon. Venus has an 8-year cycle to make that 5-pointed star. 888 is 24. 24 people liberated. And 26 years from the death of Princess Diana, and that 26 years is that Ouroboros, that 8. Okay. Okay, I think I was recording and just wasn't saying anything because I didn't realize I was recording. So let's get going on the posts. I think that we can start from this. Virginia Woolf. So wolf is the Louvre, the she-wolf. And interesting because she was born with Pluto in Taurus on the bullseye. So from that Victorian era, Pluto was in Taurus. Then we've had the Virgin, we've had Pluto in Virgo for our generation between 68 and 86, and now Pluto is about to enter Capricorn. So it's always this journey of the moon goddess in those cycles of the waxing, applying to the full, exact, to the separating. So we're now moving into the separating, ready for the dark side of the moon as Pluto moves into Capricorn. That's why we have Madonna from the young girl, and we see her now as an old lady. And I'll be showing you this. I didn't even know she exists. The mother of Elon Musk, bringing in the old hag, the Hecate, just as we see in Pet Goat 2, the old woman. So this, we're not going to, so we've got 9/11 here, the Louvre, the palace, so there was built in 1190. So I was talking about her huge duplicated Pisces 12th house. So yeah, she's got all her planets in the 12th house, but then she's got a lot of Capricorn, Venus, Sun, Mercury. She's got Uranus in Leo. She's got Mars in Gemini. Anyway, I'm not going to take you through that now. This is in my newsletter, which you can see. So I think I added my newsletter. So here we've got Paris and Helen of Troy, got the cap, the noddy hats. That's the last video I did, and that is a very long newsletter. So it's the best way for me to organize. We've got Israel. This is exactly what's happening. Mars rules Ra, and Mars rules Scorpio. So that connection between Mars with Ra and also Venus. Also Venus, because Venus rules Libra and Venus rules Taurus, Aries ruling Scorpio and Mars. It's the Israel. So it's exactly what we've got for this full moon, with Saturn as the L. Okay. So first post, this came out 5 days ago. Dr. Victor Chang. So here's your VC. This is the feminine axis of the mutable cross. So the feminine axis, Pisces, Virgo, Corona and Victoria. This is feminine. They took out the IA, Victoria, Ia, to make it just like the Virgin Mary and Jesus. When Jesus is when you get to Aquarius, the fixed cross. And now we should have Taurus is already on the summer solstice. And on the winter solstice, we're coming up to Christmas. It's no longer Sagittarius. And we're about to have Mercury doing his retrogrades between Sagittarius and Scorpio. He's in Scorpio now. He's going to get to Sagittarius on the 12th of December. He will begin his journey back here. And so this is the opportunity for Jupiter, the ruler, working with Mars in Scorpio, to make Martin, to take the place of Saint-Saturnin. That's why my village is all so important. So try to explain to you just how important. So yeah, Abbe Pierre. Abbe Pierre. Here we go, this book. We'll come to that in a sec. Let's carry on where we are. So we've got Victor Chang, 87th birthday. So what do I write? It's an alchemical alembic pot, and they harvest hearts. Queen of Hearts, Diana, moon goddess, obviously. 27th of November, full moon on bullseye, fixed star, Aldebaran, Taurus, heart, torso, Torah, Victoriae. AI was taken out of Victor, obviously. Pisces, Virgo was always Vicky Christina. Yeah, I just been funny. The old owners of this house came in because my neighbor, one of the 10 children born here, no one else has ever lived here. They left the year I was born, and they put the house on the market when I was 50. And they came, and one of the grandchildren, they've come to pay their respects to the widow because one of the sons, so one of the grandchildren of the brothers came in, and she said, my name's Christina, I'm born on the same day and year as you, 1968. I said, that's funny because I've just been talking about Vicky Cristina Barcelona. So VC, feminine acts of Isis, yin yang, 69, black white VCCV, the corona crown. So that's why we've got this whole the crown going on with Diana, and it's all about, they're bringing in Diana just now. I never even heard about the crown. I only just heard about it recently, and it seems to be the only thing popping up all the time about Diana, Dodi, Diana. I mean, it really is just about, well, and I'll be showing you the connection with the Victoria Cross and the work of Princess Diana, and then the releasing of the hostages with the Victoria Cross as well. 87 is 69, 8 plus 7 is 15, is 6-9. So what am I doing there? Sometimes I don't realize what am I doing. So 8 and 7 is 15. That makes 6, right? So 6 is 6, and 6 is also flipped to a 9. Victor Chang Corona VCCV V22 C3 flip flop. C is the 3rd letter. V is the 22nd. BB is the is 22. And V is also 22, 22, and that's why in my village the main centre cafe changed its name to BBC, because my postcode is 322, and they flipped it from CBB CV to BBC. Skull and Bone, Mutable Cross. Saints Victor and Corona are 2 Christian martyrs. Victor was a Roman soldier who was tortured and killed. Corona was killed for comforting him. So that's just talking to you about the axis of Virgo Pisces. It's the axis of service. It's the axis of order and chaos. It's the axis of duty and compassion, self-sufficiency, codependency. It's also the axis of masochists, masochism, people who, that feminine mutable. That's why Breaking the Waves, that film about that woman who goes and, that Lars, that very disturbing film, she goes and has sex with all these men until they kill her, just like the story of O. It's what people don't understand about the psyche of this mutable energy. I know that's my all me, that Virgo Pisces axis. Even if I have a duplicated 6/12, I've got 3 signs covering. This what's good about this book. If you get it, Claire Martin, star-crossed, because it's it's explaining the mental side, the psychology. It's a book about psychology. It's about what happens with children, why children are born with those axes, what they're learning from their parents and their experience. So, Genesis, so again, then the Lord God said, this is Genesis 3:22, the Lord God said, behold, the man has become like one of us in knowing good and evil. Now, lest he reach out his hand and take also of the tree of life and eat and live forever. My postcode is 32290. Obviously, the labyrinth is here, and we are on a direct North Polaris line. Village is shaped as the 5-pointed star, and then we've got this app, the appel, the app and the L. Genesis 3 tells the story of paradise lost by the willfulness of human sin. Humanity was originally given every perfect thing they could need or want, and virtually no restrictions. Despite that, Adam and Eve needed only a bit of prompting from talking from a talking serpent to disobey their good creator. So this is just the three axes, the mutable, the fixed, the cardinal. We go from cardinal energy, we fall to the mutable cross, and we have to go through this learning, but we've got stuck on a record of repeating, and now we're again trying to make this jump, but we get stopped by Baal, by Osiris, by the bull god, the bullies. We've got bullying going on, the Me Too bully movement, the feminist movement. I explain to you every time about the fertility, about the free martins, about turning the twins, the cow that jumped over the moon, the phenomenon of the free martin cows, and how the female twin takes the hormones of the male twin and comes out sterile, which is what is talked about in the Brave New World. So here we've got the four corners. The heart has got four corners like this beetle dung. It's taking the Taurus is the flesh. Venus rules the flesh, the heart, the torso, the Taur. That's why Glastonbury's Taur. And Venus Libra is the feather. That's why you've got Hartley heart, Hartley hair holding a feather, because he's the heart hair, but and also the air, the feather, the hair, the Hartley hair is a play on the heart and on the feather. I'll be showing you that a picture of that as well. So 2 days ago, the sun leaves Libra today and moves into Scorpio underworld at midnight tonight. Black Friday, Venus, Vendredi. That was the day after. That was the Friday. So Venus, peace, rules Taurus, Libra, Mars, wars, rules Aries, Scorpio, Venus in Virgo in detriment, Mars in Libra in detriment. Mars is now in Scorpio. Tomorrow, the 24th, moon waxing gibbous, last quarter moon on V, Pisces, whale's tail. 25th, moon conjunct in Ram, conjunct Jupiter in Ram. That was yesterday. And that's why we saw the breast of Venus everywhere in England. Today, we've got the moon conjunct Uranus. And the 27th tomorrow, we've got on the bullseye. So the book of death, weighing of your heart, the weighing of souls, is a religious motive in which a person's life is assessed by weighing their soul or some other part of them immediately before or after death in order to judge their fate. The motive is most commonly seen in medieval Christianity. Soul is âme in French. Soul is also your feet, it's your blues, the blues music, soul music. We've got Venus right now on the blue star, Amy Winehouse, Notre Dame, I am, ass, mart, amit, buck in the ham, amo, amas, amat, amamus, amatis, amant. It's the Latin for I love. What does amas mean in Latin? It means you love. I love, you love. That's Libra. Ama is the llama. And you take out the M and you get the V and you've got lava. Amas, you love. Amat, he, she, it loves. An amator in ancient Rome was a friend or lover. By the time the word migrated into English, around 1784, it had picked up not only a French suffix, but also a new meaning. Someone who has a taste for an art or field of study, but does not practice it. HMS Queen Elizabeth is the lead ship of the Queen Elizabeth class of aircraft carriers and the fleet flagship of the Royal Navy. What is the meaning of the word Hamas? Etymology. Hamas is an acronym of the Arabic phrase meaning Islamic Resistance Movement. The acronym is HMS. Hamas, HMS. So was later glossed in the Amos Covenant by the Arabic world as Hamas, which itself means zeal, strength, or bravery. Is your heart heavier than the feather? Soul, heart, feather, mind. The classic exposition of judgment at death comes in the book of the coming forth by day in chapter 30, and in chapter, I'm not sure why I've got little spell come here, 125, the so-called weighing of the heart. To the Egyptians, the heart, or ib, rather than the brain, was the source of human wisdom and the center of emotions and memory. Because of its apparent links with intellect, personality and memory, it was considered the most important of the internal organs. It could reveal the person's true character even after death. So the belief went, and therefore the heart was left in the deceased body during mummification. In the weighing of the heart right, the heart of the deceased is weighed in the scale against the feather of the goddess Mart, who personifies order, truth, and what is right. Spell 30, so this is Aleister Crowley stuff or something, yep. Spell 30 was often inscribed on heart scarabs that were placed with the deceased. The spell appeals to the heart not to weigh down the balance or testify against the deceased to the keeper of balance. Part of the spell gives instructions for making the heart scarab. So you have 4 parts to the brain, 4 parts to the heart, to the feather, to the flesh, to the spirit, to the flesh, to the mind, to the heart, body and mind. So, scarab of nephrite, adorned with gold and put within a man's breast, and performed for him the ceremony of opening the mouth, the scarab being anointed with myrrh. In Egyptian religion, the heart was the key to the afterlife. It was conceived at surviving death in the netherworld, where it gave evidence for or against its possessor. It was thought that the heart was examined by Anubis and the deities during the weighing of the heart ceremony. If the heart weighed more than the feather of Mart, it was immediately consumed by the monster Amets. So this was newspapers, liberation of the hostages of Amas. So this was all for, this was on the 23rd of November. So we've just come out of that combust Sun and Mars, and then we had the Sun at that point between Mars and Venus. Is your heart heavier? Vengeance, heart heavier than, and at the same time we've got this coming up of the moon, the full moon in Taurus. So then the 23rd, we've just got the sun. The sun just moved into Scorpio just then on the 24th. So who are the 8s? Otto is 8 in any case. So 8 is the cycle of Venus. It's always about Venus. Liberation. So as I said, we've got the North Node conjunct Eris, the liberator. And we've got Venus right opposites. And we've got this finger of God pointing to the hand of Fatima. That's for the full moon. This is for the full moon. But that North Node has been conjunct to Eris. And you see we've got Chiron, which is going to be coming into Aries, finishing that cycle from 1977. Okay, yeah, we'll carry on these pictures. So this is very, again, it's like, you know, going into the AI on the screen, the Brady Bunch, the Zoom, you know, this coded reality in boxes. Men, women, babies, elderly are still held hostage by hammers. Bring them home now. Right, so, and there's certainly something going on with that. So there's the 24th. We've got the sun just moving into Scorpio. The moon was on the V for victory. And then we've got again this person on page 8. Romain sur Isère. Ra is Ra. Romain Isère en hommage à Thomas who was killed. So I can't remember when that was. I think it was a year before. So there we've got Happy with the moon, and they're turning him into Ra. If you look at the images of Lucifer rising, this is what I explain every time. They're mixing the sun and the moon. They're changing over. So Lucifer rising. There you've got, this is Isis, Scorpio, Mars rules Aries. And then they have the cow rising in the film. Where is that image? So let's put Marianne Faithful and see what images. You know the image, I show it to you all there. So the sun, it should be the moon on the cow, but now we've got Red Bull Instagram. And this is what we see in the Aborigine flag. So the moon today on, well, tomorrow for the full moon, it's, oops. So why have I got here? No, I've got moon. Black Friday, Venus in Virgo. Venus is vendredi. Black is Earth. Venus is in Virgo. So this is today, the moon conjunct Uranus. That was at 5 o'clock this morning. So 8 French. There were 8 French hostages. 22 years since Odyssey 2001. 22 is BB. BB is saving. There we are, BB against the skull and bone. And there we have the breast of Venus. The breast of Venus, the mask. So this is justice, all the justice, 24 hours, 46 chromosomes, make 23 twin pairs of DNA strands. Cranberry singer died at 46 years old, and when I'm 64 is that Beatles, the beetle, the scarab beetle. And what's this, 21? Le cour juge de Pierre avec accusé de viol entraîne la mort volontaire d'un homme in 2021. Okay, I thought I saw. So 46 years old, judged. There he. 4 days. So we've got BB again, talking about BB. Changement de cap. The cap. So there you've got the weighing of the scales, the Gaza showing always that northeast, southwest angle. Ile de Jourdain is straight, the Nile, but the Bande de Gaza is giving the axis. So Israel again, and the justice. So 50 hostages. It's your Hawaii 5-0 again. That is the cycle, the time that Venus is hidden under the horizon since the 7th of October. So it was on that 6th, 7th of October. And there we've got this Victor Chang again, the two sides of the heart. And which is exactly, Lars just sent me the picture of the Economist, the cover, Economist cover 2024. There we go. So we've got all the phases of the moon, the hourglass that I've been showing you. We've got Putin and Ukraine, which is just the horizon. And that is just the cross, the horizon, Putin, and the Ukraine, the Khan, the vertical. and the Horus Boreas, 26 years since the death of Diana. And then you've got them moving around the new axis. And we've got South America and we've got Australia. Okay, so back to the pictures. There's Hartley Hare, got the telephone, you've got heart and air. Venus rules the heart and the air. We're in the year of the hare at the moment. The heart and the feather. And VC, feminine axis to the mutable cross, the year of the hare. 10-6, 6th of October, 6th, 7th of October, and on the 6th of December, we've got Neptune moving forward in this abyss. There's the hare, there's Sagittarius, the teapot, Virgo, Venus in Virgo, year of the hare, we're right there. T-Rex Scotty, Anubis, judging Amit, the devourer of the dead. Is your heart heavier? So this is, you know, it really is. And then the underworld, Persephone, this is what we've just seen with these hostages, Venus in Virgo. And the pomogram, we've got this magic circle, we've got the Mercedes, we've got, you know, this, the three crosses in this pomogram. So this guy who went down in the Titan was called Hamish, Buck in the Ham, when Venus was retrograde between Leo and Cancer, Hawaii 5-0. And then we had this stabbing going on. I covered that. That was back in June. Heaven, earth, hell, Jacob's ladder. And the Nile got blown up with this image of the twin atomic bomb, Enola Gay, Enola Nicola Bullseye, Israel, breast of Venus, Osiris, and that 8, which is what, 97 to now, since Princess Diana, is 26 years, which is the 8th. So it's your noddy hats, the Liberty pole, and the whale's tail, the cycle of Venus, Sagittarius, the teapot, Aldebaran, where the full moon is, the splash, the torso field, the flesh, the Jekyll of Anubis, Jekyll and Hyde, and he's got the sickle, just like the Sirius dog star has got. Here we go. Next to the hair. Mind the gap and the app. The app. So I've been covering the app. App. The bull gods. Appy. Bull gods. Appy. Images. There he is. Appy. So as Taurus, we're in that gap between, we moved on to Taurus, and Aries is next to Taurus, and they're merging, making this feminine bull into this masculine energy. They're giving her the solar power, the femme solaire. Femme solaire. The cobra. Eyes on the horizon. It's the key. Sagittarius. So the apple, 5-pointed star, Venus, the flip-flop of Venus. My village is in the 5-pointed star. So that's why there is an American who wrote in 1924 this book. So next year is going to be 100 years. It'll be 100 years since this book was written. And he just talks about the village. I can't wait to read it. Anyway, we'll come to that post in a sec. We'll close this. What's up, Doc? 50 days, 50, the boom boom. William Blake's got his on the breast of Venus, St. Paul's Cathedral, where Princess Diana was married. She went up the altar. And there's the Hamas mosque. Okay, we're coming to this book now. So, Abbe Pierre, Abbe BB 9966 6996, Appy Appel. So that's why I was showing you that motorway, the A69. Have I still got it up somewhere? I don't think so. So, by J. Will.i.am's son, Hudson, is all about our village. Enyon, egg, nan, en Ishtar, Inanna, the egg. Those are every time Venus makes a buckle, she's making an egg. And that's how you say eagle. Scorpio was the eagle. Scorpio has to rise again. That's why it's so important right now with the sun just moving from Libra to Scorpio. You know, Scorpio should rise for 2030. Should rise when we have the North Node in Scorpio. Scorpio and Taurus should be the new summer, winter solstice. And they're rising this ice queen with the Me Too bully Taurus right now. You know, bringing in this hero now before, as Jupiter is still in Aries and before Pluto is still in the home of Jupiter in Sagittarius, before Pluto hits the home of Saturn, Capricorn. So the book was written in 1924. Next year will be the 2024 Olympics anniversary of book. And I know this book is going to explain all I've worked out alone before I knew about it. As you know, I've been explaining the importance for years of this village, but only just realised such an important book was written about our village. So the story of a Gascon village, the old Abbé Germaine, his spiritual child and her American lover. This work has been selected by scholars as being culturally important as part of the knowledge base of civilization as we know it. This work was reproduced from the original artifact and remains as true to the original work as possible. Therefore, you will see the original copyright references, library stamps. So I should be able to get hold of the original book. Andrew, the man who died in our village, so in the Narnia book of Diggory and Polly, the mad professor Andrew, he dies on the day of the Queen in my village, and a week later, his only family, he didn't have any children, wasn't married, and his only family are his niece and nephew. And you could believe it when I met them, and they said, yes, we've come, we're the only family of Andrew. And Andrew has left his house to the village, and all his books have been handed out, and I know that somebody's got that book and that I can borrow it. He's got the original one. This, the big, the cow and the spider, let's get rid of the sound, but this big event in 2018 by the factory of, it's called the factory of, I can't remember, but they make these enormous, so this is in Toulouse, and they have this enormous spider that goes through the streets with this ginormous, so this is Mithras. This is Mithras, and they are going to repeat this in 2024, next year, at the end of October. So the spider is the eight, she has the 8 legs. She makes the cycle of Venus, and Venus rules Taurus, and they are bringing in this new axis in Toulouse. I explain all the time about Toulouse, the track, Toulouse-Lautrec. It's not the correct axis. It's to celebrate, to worship Aldebaran, the bullseye, turning, bringing in the bully, turning this cow into the bull. So absolute worship, and there they've got the spider as well, and there is St. Martin's Cathedral with the bullseye you just saw. They showed you the breast of Venus right there. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so Mithraism worship to Api, planet of the apes, AP, Abbe Pierre. So in my village, the top of the 5-pointed star is the Aveyron Bergerelle, and that's why we had that terrible lightning and thunder for 2 days on the 21st of the 6th. And the people, all the forest came down, and the lightning went through people's houses. It was terrifying. So again, it's just that play on ABAP, and this book that's called Abbe Pierre, Abracadabra, Alpha Omega AB. So I explain all that there. Explain why Happy was sacrificed, Ishtar, Easter, Ra Day. Right, when Mars was on the bullseye that day, as Notre Dame fell too, as the moon will be on bullseye this 27th, that's tomorrow. Taurus is the first sign to make the new fixed cross on the 216666, 21st of June, 21st 6 summer solstice. So they merge the gentle cow into Me Too bull, into the twins Merlin, Orion. It's the gap, the west way, silver gate. They worship Osiris, the bull god, Venus 8-year cycle, hence the spider, araignée. Okay, everything I've just explained. Why we have the labyrinth here, why the book AP was written here, Venus, Taurus, Torah, torso, Tor, heart field. Earth, fertility, that's why Osiris becomes the fertility god. And here we see the bull, the spider, 8 legs. So incredible, but I've just come across a ley line, and it shows that the ley line runs through where I live to Bordeaux, the 33, the spine. Okay, so this is about, this is it. So it will be that the 25th, 26th, 27th of October 2024 for 3 days that the company of the machine in Toulouse will present another one in the Pink Town, the Pink Panther, La Vie en Rose, which is the breast, the October rose. This is the Cancer, the Kali. Moon rules Cancer, Kali. That's why they've got the Cancer pink breast and the pink town, Toulouse, to bring up this Kali energy in France, giving the lunar energy to France, the solar energy to England, swapping the sun and the moon, the Israel energy. So Mithraism, also known as the Mithrite mysteries of the cult of Mithras, was a Roman mystery religion centered on the god Mithras, although inspired by Iranian worship of the Zoroastrian divinity Mithras. So it's your caped hero always, your V for vendetta. The Roman Mithras is linked to a new and distinctive imaginary with the level of continuity between Persian and Greco-Roman. So you can read all that, but that's why, you know, we've just had, Sun has just moved into Scorpio. It will be just moving into Sagittarius in mainstream, and that is your hero, your caped hero. So I like this image. You've got the horizon, and you've got the, so that's the poot in, the poot, the horizon, and you've got Ukraine, the cranium, the vertical, and the horizon, the cross. And those are just the three crosses. So Ukraine, vertical cranium, and the whole Putin horizon. And this is very good, what is written here. I let you read that. Negative and positive, two pillars, good and bad thieves. The world virgin is sometimes shown standing between two great pillars, the Jachin and Boaz of Freemasonry, symbolizing the fact that nature attains productivity by means of polarity. So in France, Edith Piaf, the singer, she was known as the Môme, the sparrow, the little sparrow, the little bird, the little Virgo, the virgin that sits between the pillars, the medulla oblongata, which is exactly where the moon is today as I do this video, conjunct to Uranus. So, you know, that's the stone. It's your pineal, it's the stone, or turn to stone by medulla, Medusa. Let's go back to today. So today, the moon and Uranus, that was this morning, they were conjunct under medulla, algol, gorgon, alcohol. That's why in the newspapers they're bringing out the secrets of distillation as the head of the Milky Way snake, Rahu, North Node, has just entered into the spirit, into Pisces. Can you go from Corona, the tail of the snake is in Virgo, Venus is in Virgo, to go from spirits, from matter, grapes, to alcohol, spirits. Right. This popped up, a 5-minute little video. I don't know this person. I didn't even know who this was. So I'll show you the video. Let's turn off the sound. Right, it's 1 minute long. So she is just showing you. So there we go from Pluto in Virgo. The app looks like she's got a pumpkin now. So the app, my village, the app, Abbe Pierre, the Pluto in Virgo generation, and now Pluto enters Capricorn. So this is just the moving of the phases of the moon. The moon is exalted in Taurus. And the last time that Pluto was in Taurus was when Virginia Woolf was alive. So, and this is the mother of Elon Musk, Heidi Harella, HH, May Musk. My goodness. Look, she's showing the rockets that goes up straight on the horizon. So she's showing, you know, they set off that rockets at 22 minutes past 3, Falcon 9, Trump and Bibi, the Israeli president. And that was all to make, showing you, so they were creating the new, showing you that from the vertical on the cardinal cross to the fixed cross, the new fixed cross. So there she's showing you the old lady in the tower. There's the hearts in I Pet Goats. Pluto moving into Capricorn. Breasts are the eyes of the horizon. The bullseye is the one eye, the pineal gland, and the breasts. So there they show you one eye and the horizon. What she got here? This is Jupiter and Venus. She's got always one leg missing. Okay, I'd never heard of her. MM, Mary Magdalene, now becomes this MM. MM is either your 1313. M is the 13th letter, or it's BB. 13 makes the B. So that's the fertility. The blood shows fertility, and look, she's pregnant as well. So it's also the merging of Sagittarius and Capricorn. Elon Musk playing the Cape Tiro, the V for Vendetta, the Zorro, and Capricorn. He's merging with Capricorn when Capricorn should merge with Aquarius. Okay. So we're nearly at the end. So then I did this big post. I was looking at a video of her when she went on that mine. So are you ready for the boom boom? Diana, Queen of Hearts, Oxo, arts is a doe, a female deer, replaced by the Instagram 13th sign. Happening Ophiuchus, happening between now and New Year. Mars conjunct Sun in Scorpio is a new 2-year cycle. Mars at home in Scorpio and Sun in Scorpio marks the next 2-year energy. Full moon opposite in Taurus, Angola, the Angus Steakhouse, it's the Angel, heart of Africa, home of Taurus, Mother Earth, moon goddess Diana, mother cow, moon exalted in Taurus. 27th of November, full moon, goddess on bullseye, Nicola, Enola, gay grey, Angola, bullseye, Ola is the wave. The breast of Venus is the mask Venus, ruler of Taurus and Virgo on blue star, Spica, harvest, Mercury, ruler of Virgo in Scorpio. Mercury soon to go retro between Sagittarius, Scorpio over the 13th sign, galactic gap. 13 is the B or 13 is the M. So you've either got, so I just took pictures of that. There you've got the Victoria Cross, the new fixed cross, Taurus, Mother, the deess, between, you know, coming on. So just as you see in the world's tarot cards, images, you've got the woman between the 4. So the 4 fixed signs, they've got them in these male energy. Or, you know, between the 4 humans, normally it's Jesus Christ, Aquarius, but they've put Taurus. I just thought that was interesting, the Jupiter finger and these 4 making the 5th element. And I noticed the Frenchman and his blue star. the blue star and the red cross. And we've got Venus on the blue star. You know, like it's the Stepford Wives. It's showing us the four men and they've created their new woman. This now sterile Free Martin. So this was all in 1997. And then look, you've got the Red Cross and you've got the crescent moon. So there is the moon tomorrow. And then I added, so there's Angola, which is right in the heart of where this cycle began, the 26,000 year cycle, right here in the Gulf of Guinea. And there's Pluto right between Sagittarius and Capricorn, Venus on Spica. So the Cap, South Africa, taking the Cap, the Cape, the Capricorn, making the Me Too bully of this old Hecate. So Angola, which comes from the word Nigola, which was an ion, the ion object that symbolized kingship among the Muduna and Lunda people. So again, the flag, we've got the red and the black, got that crescent and the five-pointed star. And then I added these pictures because the next morning, all over the newspapers, we have the 24 hostages liberated as the sun is now in Libra. And you've got that red cross from those very pictures that I added of Princess Diana. Because it's like, she was sacrificed in the tunnel of Alma. And you know, that was an ancient ceremony on the 13th pillar, on the 31st. And now they're showing us again. So they're showing us again this red cross, the 24. So 24 is 888. Okay. Great, that brings us to the end. So tonight we will have the same bullseye breast of Venus because they've been chemtrailing all day. So last night we had a very clear Jupiter and the moon. So Jupiter and the moon is very much everything the Baron, the film, the Baron Munch, voila, there he is, the adventures that I've been showing you of Jupiter meeting the moon, Robin Williams playing, and you've got this meeting of Jupiter meeting of the Baron, of the D'Artagnan, of the Buffalo Bill, meeting the moon. You've got Saturn, you've got there's the moon. And they show you every time that moon and Pluto playing this, about to enter Capricorn, Pluto, Venus in the shell, the Jacques Compostelle. Fell on this yesterday, ley lines, extraordinary discovery in Serra, Portugal. So this is very close to Sintra, a place where I went, that incredible place, and saying that this ley line is Aldebaran. So this came out, so it's showing, they're showing the moon next to Aldebaran, and they're showing this, so that is Bordeaux in France, and this ley line that goes between Portugal and 33, and that this is, so, you know, for me where I live, just here, I live just there, which is a direct line on the Rose line where the Labyrinth is, and the Pyrenees are here. These are the Pyrenees here, they run along here. Oh, there they are, there's the Pyrenees here. make a connection with Stonehenge. It's aligned. The famous Comlech located in the United Kingdom is aligned with the sunrise on the summer solstice and the sunset on the winter solstice. Okay. Tomacity, La Rochelle. So yeah, La Rochelle is just next to Bordeaux. Okay. I finished doing this, we really do have the full moon. We've got the full moon right now. We've got that sun, and that moon is at 99.5% illuminated, and it will 999. So it's really going to be at its most illuminated tomorrow afternoon. Boom, right there. And then let's see. Let's see for the next phases. Then it's going to be on the wand of Merlin. Tomorrow it's going to be at that solstice point. Right there. Still in Taurus on the wand of Merlin. And then it's going to move into Gemini on the 30th. And then for that 31st, it's going to move into Cancer. So we've got the waning, the first waning crescent by this time. And I will cover that in my newsletter. Venus. And then we're moving fast, and then we're going to have on the 6th of December, we've got Neptune moving forwards. So we'll have Pluto, and when does Saturn move forward? It's just Uranus and Neptune still retrogrades, and Jupiter, and so it's just Neptune moving forward in December. Pluto and Saturn are moving forward now. So, darlings, I will do the newsletter and add that, and I will add to the newsletter. I'm going to make a discount, a Christmas discount, and I haven't worked it out in my head for this video right now, but I'll put it in my newsletter, which I'll do before Wednesday. Okay, all my love to you. I hope that you have a very happy and full moon tomorrow, and just remember that full moon is about feeling safe and secure in Taurus and meeting all your needs. It's the axis of exchange. As I said, it's about feeling that all your needs are met and being able to manifest and being able to receive and to have that wonderful feeling of plenitude. Okay, I love you, my darlings. Bye for now.